Hey guys, so welcome to another video. So I'm going to be showing you in this video how to get a lot of knockback, and also don't mind the very long reach because that creative mode gives you reach. So let's get on with the video. So let's pretend that this is a person right here. This is how you get a lot of knockback. So hold on. First, you have to go for a crit. For extra damage, then you have to sprint. So what I did there is I strafed to the left, then I crit him, and then I punched him twice while sprinting also. That's very important because if you don't sprint, the first hit doesn't really matter. You can just be hitting him normally. But the second and maybe third hit has to be a sprint hit because then it'll do more knockback. Because see, that didn't do that much knockback. That offered. So pretend I didn't do that. Okay, thank you. So this did the same knockback as this. Almost, I don't know. It looks like the same knockback. So just stop wasting your time and trying to get knockback on the first hit and try to get extra damage in. So go for a crit and then a sprint hit on the next two or second hit. So after you get the first hit in, crit and then two hits, you can get a lot of space in between you and the enemy. So bop bop. I messed that up. So bop bop. See, so bop bop. Offer. Bop bop. A lot of space. And even if they were right here, I would be able to push them off the edge 3 blocks away. So almost 3 blocks of space in a matter of time. So see, 3 blocks, put them right there. And you don't have to go for the crit, but I prefer it to do extra damage, and I messed that one up. So do extra damage and then hit them off. It does extra knockback when in the air. And your opponent's probably in the air after you hit the first hit. And what I like to do is time my hits. Instead of just spam hitting and getting a couple of hits in, I like to... So after the first hit, when he turns back to normal from being red, that's when you can hit again. So try to time that perfectly, and instead of getting cramps in your finger, like I do most of the time, you can just keep on hitting him and never get cramps in your fingers. It's a very helpful tip, actually. So when you're hitting him, say you're like on a big arena fighting a couple of people, but they just keep on knocking you back. So say this is the person, so say this is the person you're fighting. He's hit you back all the way over here. So before he can get his second hit in, try to strafe to the left or right so he can't get the other hit. Oh, I forgot that happens. Try to strafe to the right or left before he gets another hit and go for a crit and then hit him twice. And try to, if you're on keyboard and mouse, reuse your W key for sprinting, actually. That helps a lot because then you can just use both fingers, and it'll take maybe a day to get used to it, but after you get used to it, it's really worth it in PvP and everything else because then you don't have to double tap or use control. So let's say after he hit you and you went to the right or left, you're almost at the edge. So say there's 3 blocks in between you and the edge. Actually, no, not you. your opponent and the edge. So if you get a crit in, that'll move them 1 block, and then the sprint hit will hit them an extra 2 blocks, making it them just fall off the edge. So say I'm right here. So crit, boom, crit, and he falls straight off the edge in just 2 hits. So, or you can just mess it up entirely like I just did. So, and you can also do this while approaching fights to get an extra distance. And plus, this will give you insane reach. So, here, I'll go into survival after I kill this, and I'm gonna show you. Oh, frick, I can't type. So, oh, that just took 1 hit, frick. I can't type. So, just imagine that you dodged the hit and you got 2 extra hits in. Frick. Just like that. And in creative you get like the super reach powers, where I was testing this a minute ago to see, and I could hit from this far away, but if I went into survival I could only hit 3 blocks, like 1, 2, 3, and then hit. Like a person could be standing on the edge and I could be hitting them in survival, but in creative I could have been hitting them from all the way over here, like that. It's a very weird reach with creative. And that's what I was trying to show you a second ago with me going into survival. And also try to go press S or go back, like, hey, dude. Oh, frick. I'm not good on controller. I'm not good at all on controller. Frick. So on controller, just keep on going back and forth. On keyboard and mouse, just press W and WQ at the same time if you have sprint bound to that, and S right after. So you would do bop, 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 and that will give you more distance, and that's what gives you the reach. So whenever you go back and forth, if you're playing on servers, which I am right now, there is delay. So I could be moving right here, and maybe half a second later, the person on, like, maybe standing right here looking at me would see me move. So whenever you get reach, it's not actually them having longer reach than you. It's actually just the person's hitbox delay. So in reality, they are the appropriate distance. Like, you're right there, 2 blocks, and then they're right here. But on your screen, you're right there, and they're right here hitting you because of delay. And then that's why a lot of the people and you sometimes have reach, and that's when somebody keeps on hitting you and hitting you, or you keep on hitting somebody and they can't really hit you even though they're aiming straight at you. If they're doing that, then that means you're just delayed on the server. So like, I'm right here, but so I moved back, but to me he's still right there. To him, I mean, I'm still right there. So I'm right here, and if I move, he just saw me move. But on a server, he saw me move a half a second later after I moved or something. So what you do is just use that to your advantage. Use the normal knockback, which is 2 blocks of space, and try to go back and forth. because that will give you reach, because when you're hitting the person, you're still back here, but for their point of view, you're still back here, I mean. But for you, you're right up there hitting them, and then you keep on going back and forth, but by the time you have... Oh, I suck at speed bridging. By the time you have hit them, they're probably like right here, like floating because of how you're hitting them. So you just keep on hitting them and hitting them, and they can't hit you because of server delay. So you keep on getting hits and hits off until you either kill them or knock them off the edge. And it's a very helpful PvP tip that I actually use a lot, and a lot of other people actually use it without even knowing they are, because of server delay and stuff, and that's why people say that person has reach or something. So that's technically just how you get reach. Just keep on going backward and forward, because they won't be able to hit you. Because on your side, there's no delay for you hitting them. But on their screen, there's delay for your movement. So you keep on going back and forth. So you hit them, to them you're back here. Then you go forward to them, but then you're already forward at them, then you hit them. And that's what just creates like a little line. So I could be right here, and they could be right there. On their screen, I could be right there. But in reality, I'm actually right here hitting them. But to them, I'm actually right here. So they can't hit me because the maximum distance for hitting is 2 blocks of space in between each other. My opponent will be right there, and I will be in the middle of this block. And that's the maximum reach, or 3 blocks if you think about it, because you have half of this block, add that together equals 1 space, and then you get 3 blocks of space. Sorry if I confused you, it's technically just 3 blocks of space, because they're in the middle. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1, and then add that to the total of 2, and that equals 3. So that's the maximum distance, 2 blocks of space. So you're right here. So technically you're having 4 blocks of space reach on their screen, but you're just having the normal maximum hit distance. Oh, sorry about my throat. So it's very complicated. If you didn't understand, watch it back a few times. You might understand it later. Or maybe just watch it back, ask your parents if you want to. I'd suggest not, because a lot of reasons. So just use the tips that I've shown you to win more fights and stuff. You just keep on going back and forth and timing your hits. Don't go and spam. Just boom, boom, boom. Around half a second for all you perfectionists that are watching this. Around half a second before you can hit again, and that's the maximum time that you have to wait before you can hit them. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, consider hitting the like button and the subscribe button. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm, suggesting it to new people, so I get more views and more subscribers. So thank you all for subscribing and stuff, and liking if you have. And I hope these tricks have helped you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.